What's going on, ladies and gents? Dangerous here, bringing you guys today some more Battlefield Hardline gameplay. And today, we'll be talking about something free and fun and free. First off, just before we get in the full video, tell me what you guys thought of the video. I kind of edited, not the video, but the intro. I edited it, changed it up a bit, changed the fact it's not too different, but I did change it up. Tell me if you guys want me to change some things to it. I just decided to make it a little bit more, I don't know, different. I felt it was just too plain. It needed to be a little bit more different. So I fixed the things that I believe should be fixed. But if there's anything else, don't forget to tell me down below in the comments. Anyways, let's continue talking about, the F word. You know, the F word. Yeah, it's free. So apparently Visceral has decided to drop an F-bomb on us. They're going to give us some free DLC in the form of Operation Blackout. It's not even called Operation Blackout, actually. It's just called Battlefield Hardline Blackout. This is a free DLC that's coming to us very soon, I'm assuming. I don't believe there was an official release date, but this brings us 2 new reskinned maps, I'll talk about in a second, and 2 new weapons. One reskin and another potential reskin that I'm going to talk about also in a second. So, Blackout, as stated, well, what happens when the blackout? The lights goes out. That's right, night maps. We're talking night maps here. And yes, they're bringing in night vision goggles. As you'll see from the first image here, this officer is using some 4 goggled, I don't know what the proper name for them, 4 lens? Is that a thing? 4 scopes of night vision? I don't actually know the correct term for that. But as you can see, he's got some cool ass looking night vision goggles on with a suppressed SG553 sneaking around in Bank Job, which is now called Night Job. And that could, I don't know why that turns into like an immediate sexual innuendo if you think about it with a dirty enough mind. I'm so sorry. But I like Bank Job a lot. It is probably my favorite map. And to see it turn into a night iteration of it is pretty exciting for me. I'm definitely looking forward to playing something like that. I think it'd be cool to see all the incendiary light up the night, use tear gas, and more of a you can't see it coming kind of thing. You start choking. Hopefully they do it night style, like we're talking Battlefield 4 night ops, because that would be intense as fuck. And then actually shooting down the chandeliers that are lighting what little light there is left. Ooh, visceral. Ooh, visceral. Ooh. Get me jumping my chair here. You can hear my broken ass squeaky chair behind me jumping around. But yeah, that's going to be really intense if stuff like that happens. Maybe they'll even change up some Levolution where you can fully cut all the power out and stuff. And we'll see how they go about it. But I definitely see those chandeliers being giant beams of light that when you do shoot them down, instead of crushing someone, you can literally turn out the lights. That would be awesome. And I could see the big dome and the big skylight at the center bringing in giant floods of moonlight, which would be awesome. And then the street lights would combat. Ooh, I'm just getting giddy. Ooh, just thinking about that. You know, all the scenarios in a close quarters environment and even in the outdoors, scaling in the garage area. I definitely think Night Ops is going to be something really cool if they do it like Battlefield 4 style. If not, I'm pretty sure it'll be really cool, especially with the night vision goggles. Those will be definitely something that are completely badass in my opinion. Now, moving on to the second night map, we have Nightwoods, I believe. It's called Nightwood? Nightwoods, yes. This is the night version of Backwoods, the map that came to us in the Robbery DLC, the one that didn't do so well. No, not Robbery DLC. Is that Criminal Activity? It was Criminal Activity. The Criminal Activity DLC, the one that no one really liked too much. That's the DLC that no one liked too much. Remember that one? Yeah, that one. Apparently, they're going to turn into a night map. Now, I actually am very excited for that because that is the largest Battlefield Hardline map I believe there is. And it's going to be at night in the forest. That is horrifying. Like, I'm getting the chills just thinking about it right now. No, like, seriously, I might cut this recording. I'm getting kind of scared here sitting in my basement. And I'm going to have nightmares tonight. Fantastic. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Here it comes. Oh, wonderful. I'm kidding. But, yes. So, with this iteration of a night map, I definitely see the moonlight being a very big source. The main roads housing some light, so if you want to be a sneaky beaky player, you stay away from the road, stay in the bushes, stay prone with your suppressor, your FLIR, no flashlights and your night vision if you want, or you could find your other way around doing things like that. Now, with Night Woods, I definitely think that people aren't going to like it as much per se, just because it's going to be more of an open map, and it's going to be, since you're going to be kind of getting ambushed more and dying a lot, I feel people are going to get annoyed by running a lot. We'll definitely see how that turns out. I'm definitely looking forward to see the pickup truck's big ass lights rolling around and people hiding in bushes and ambushing. Definitely going to be something really interesting to play on, and definitely looking forward to it. I just hope it plays well for the theoretical idea of it. Now, let's talk about the night vision goggles. The NVGs, or night vision goggles, I definitely see them being an amazing tool in Battlefield Hardline. It even has come to say off Twitter from one of the developers of Hardline. His name is Zach. I can't pronounce his last name. I don't feel like butchering it. I'm really sorry. But if you guys are following the Visceral team, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. I believe his last name is pronounced Mboza? I'm not particularly sure. I don't want to butcher it. I probably just got it completely wrong. Sorry about that, but his name, you know, you'll know who I'm talking about if you're in link with the community, and if he's watching this video, that'd be extremely awkward. I'm sorry for butchering your name, but his name's Zach, his first name. I'm really bad with last names. Moving on. He said that the NVGs will be available on other maps too. He said he particularly liked it on Precinct 7 as well. So that's kind of interesting to see how it transfers over into other maps. But most maps are pretty well lit to the point where you really don't need an NVG at all. Now that I think about it, it's really Precinct 7 that's kind of a night snow map. So it's not like I'm rushing in for anything special with the NVGs, but I guess it's a neat little tool. It looks cool if you don't really want to put another gadget on. I don't know, I guess it's your point. I can't really think of any maps off the top of my head that would need an NVG, but that's cool to know. Now, something that's going to be interesting is this mean the depletion of the FLIR site? Not the FLIR site, actually, the IRNV site is a thing. Since the IRNV site was a one-time scope that allowed you to, well, it just gave you a thermal imaging. Now, we don't actually have official view of how the NVG looks, but if I'm going to go off something here, I don't think it's going to be an all green. I think it's going to be kind of like a stapled NVG optic to your head, where you got like the red and white areas to indicate hot and whatnot. I think it'd be something like that. It definitely make the most sense of balancing wise and perspective wise. But if they do just go for a standard all green look, then obviously the IRNV site will not be completely useless, and then people will still use that. Although that'd be really one hell of a colorful trip if you ask me. Now, this could also bring some other things that people may not like if the NVG is per se made like an IRNV scope with the same coloring pattern. This could essentially mean that a sniper could sit far away with a 8x scope or heavier. Now, of course, he has a big sniper glint, but at the same time, he's got predator imagery aiming down his big-ass scope, and oh, hey, look, I can see you in the dead, if you got him going at here. And that could be very devastating, and some players may not like that. Now, obviously, keeping like a 4x optic, I don't think people are really going to care too much, but for something that could be used from a faraway distance and give you pretty much heat vision, I don't think people are going to be too happy about. Now, even if the IRNV, I personally prefer, now the worst case scenario, I personally prefer the FLIR site, the red and black, the black and white site, where it indicates that humans are white, or anything heat signatures, stuff like that are white, and everything else is black. And if the NVGs are like that, then they're going to be broken. So they're probably not going to be. But I really hope they're not, just on the off case that they are, because that wouldn't be too good balancing-wise. Now, you're probably done hearing me ramble. Moose, give me my goddamn new weapons. Well, here they are. The first one here has been confirmed to be, I'm going to post a tweet from Zach himself. This is a reskin or remodeling of the RO933, the starter carbine for the operator kit. It now has an integrated suppressor and is rechambered for a big round. Now, I don't know if this is, because it's already 5.56. So does this mean we're looking like that M4 Beowulf design weapon that was used in the military, where it could fire a 50 cal round? Or is it being bumped up to, say, a 7.62 cartridge, and maybe its mag size is reduced to about 20? That would be particularly interesting in, my opinion. Or they could keep it at 30 since there's an integrated suppressor and the damage drop-off would be complete ass. I don't know. It says it's been rechambered to fire bigger rounds. I can get the exact quote here. I have it saved right here. But just talking about that in general, that I like the idea. I love the look of it. I love everything about it. Just that the integrated suppressor is really going to bring a whole nother level of depth to starters, unless this RO933 is a different variant. How do I say? It's its own separate gun on its own, almost to the point where you don't have to worry about an integrated suppressor as you start the game per se as you would. Sorry about the clicking, guys. I'm just bringing up the exact quote here. I don't know. I literally just went to go grab a bunch of stuff today, but I don't think that maybe people starting off the game would like that, already having a penalty to their starter gun, their go-to gun, which is perfectly fine, but I personally like it a lot. Now let's look right here. As the tweet states, he was tweeting to someone saying, rechamber to fire a more powerful round and a built-in suppressor, more firepower but slightly lower rate of fire and more kick. So what this is pointing at by the looks of it here is we're looking towards something that's probably a 7.62 cartridge, so it's probably going to be bumped up to about 36 damage, more kick, lower rate of fire, so I'm pretty sure it fires like an 800 or so. Maybe it'll probably be buffed, dropped down to 700, 600, something like that. Something to accommodate it, probably around 650, 700, I'd say. Something to really accommodate this new weapon. But the second weapon we have here is actually a DMR. Now, by the looks of it, you're probably already saying, well, this could just be another reskin, as I said in the beginning. Yeah, this looks like the SRC-25, I believe it's called. It's the DMR that the cops get, and this also looks like it's received an integrated suppressor. This I'm cool with, because honestly, I love the design of the SR25. I think it's the SR25 or SRC25. Can't remember. Don't use the gun that much, but I love the way it looks, and when I pick it up, I just feel like an absolute badass just by the design of the gun. And putting an integrated suppressor in it is definitely a check in my books. It's something new to DMR class. Now, I hope to see that the gun receives more of a damage buff too, since it will be receiving an integrated suppressor, just so it keeps in line with all the other DMRs. So we're not seeing this giant injustice when it comes to counter-picking other things than that. Definitely something I'm looking forward to, or it could be a whole new DMR on its own. I think it's just the new model, the SR25 something. I don't think I'm saying the name right, but I know it's like SR25, something like that. Anyways, guys, tell me what you guys think of the Blackout DLC, the free DLC that's coming. Also, for all you guys have been wondering, yes, it will be fixing the loadout issue when you make a class on battle log and not saving. That will be fixed along with this DLC patch. Also, new assignments, new camos, all that jazz is coming out too, but the big things have been covered in this video. Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up today for me. I'm the DJ. Once again, tell me what you guys think of this new free DLC. Is this pushing games in the right direction? Is Visual doing the right move? I like it. It's pretty much a full DLC, kind of not necessarily. It's kind of a half-full DLC that we're getting for free, which, if this is the way games kind of want to be marketed a little bit, I'll be okay with that. We'll see how they take off. Anyways, guys, I'm the DJ, and I'll see you sexy beasts in the next episode. Peace.